25, 30 photographs. And just seeing him here before the game in the warm-ups, the fans were reaching out to him. So he's really got a connection.
Oh, yeah.
His grandfather, maternal grandfather, came from Greece. And so his mother, in that sense, is Greek. And
yeah, it's a nice story, that's for sure. Another University of Oregon player.
And he's hoping that Papagiannis will join him at Oregon.
I love that.
And how about that? And what if they had Dylan Brooks there as well from Canada? They know how to get him over there from international basketball. Those Ducks.
I'm not sure Papagiannis will end up that far away from home.
One never knows.
One never knows. Yeah.
He's trying to sell him on it. Well, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. If you're tuning in right now, it's the FIBA U19 World Championship in Crete, here in Greece, the host nation. Greece in the white, taking on Turkey in the red in the battle for third place. And we're off, and it's Guvin that knocks it over to Geçim, and Turkey will try to draw first blood here. Ulubay had the slow start yesterday, and in fact had the slow game yesterday, never really got on track.
Well, he didn't start yesterday, did he? Good to see him start today, but Geçim takes a three.
Makes you wonder if that might have been a regret of the coach not to start Ulubay yesterday. And Morotos drives in and has the shot blocked. Now the last couple of games Morotos has started, and then after he's left, he hasn't gotten back in the game.
Yeah, he's going to make sure he gets his presence felt early on, I think. It was, I'm going to get subbed out, I might as well get some action in.
Now, Turkey missed that layup, but the coach was applauding the effort and turned to his team, trying to get them into this game emotionally. See him waving them on right there, the right corner of your screen.
Yeah, jump hook from Papagiannis, never quite had his balance on that.
Well, Guvin from the line. It's the last game of a long tournament, and they want to go out winners, both of these teams. A good start is crucial. Papagiannis goes up with the left hand, and Arad with the rebound.
Yeah, I think that's poor play from Mitalu on this weak side. Aaron and Populous too. You know, you got a soft little jump hook going up there, Jeff. You've got to go after that offensive rebound. Not sure how Lampopoulos looks. We talked about his fitness, Jeff. He doesn't quite look himself.
Well, he played a lot of minutes yesterday against the U.S. And the steal, Morotos comes up. And Mitolu this time flushes it.
And look at his face, too. That was a in-your-face slam jam.
And offensive foul on Arad, trying to set a pick.
Well, not only did Egi Arad get in the photograph, we're going to see the photograph too. Watch out, he flings this one right back. There's a little look at him too. Arad was the beneficiary of the foul down the other end too on the moving screen.
Heraklion comes in, takes the bump, puts it up, and his shot rims out. And then the reach and the foul by Morotos.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Heraklion has the ups to just go up and flush that, but that was needed right there. Trying to get a little too cute off his weaker hand.
Rulu drives in, misses, good strong rebound and put back from Guvin.
Yeah, that's a big strong play there from Guvin. Didn't see any of that yesterday against Croatia, that's for sure, but maybe
that's because the Croatians were cleaning the boards.
Speaks volumes of Arapovic and Zubac.
And now the pass from Mitoglu. Stamatis was trying to go backdoor, I think.
Now, I'm not sure where Stamatis was going there. There was no backdoor on. The defense were...
He was trying to run into a closed door.
Yeah. Defense was sunk into the lane slightly. And they've been posting up Ulubai a couple of times here, Jeff. Well, that's a real tough one on Moratas there. Away from the ball, even before Ulubai caught it. Second foul for him.
Yeah, and he's telling the coach, don't take me out, because he knows once he comes out, it's awfully difficult to get back in. I like the Moratos. Played well last year at the Under-17 World Championship. Urlu now. And the long three-pointer is good from Arar.
Well, they couldn't buy a three yesterday, could they? The whole game dry as a desert, really.
Dry as a
I don't know.
piece of toast outside. Not Mitoglu for a week. And inside, Papagiannis gets the offensive rebound, puts it up and misses. Mitoglu gets right back in there, puts it up and draws the foul. Well, there's nothing like an offensive rebound, is there?
Well, and that's what I criticized him for before. And then you're right in the action. Mitoglu just follows up the play. Erulu there just did nothing to really help out the defense. You figure he shouldn't have at least fouled him, not given the shot.
Well, Mitoglu misses the free throw. So still a 1-point lead for Turkey. Arar takes another one. And that was off the front of the rim. And Ulubai commits the foul on Moratos.
Kucherato got a technical yesterday, I think, against the Croatians, but he's just turned around his bench and just screamed at him for standing up. In reaction to the foul just called.
Yeah, because he saw the referee waving him to sit him down. So he wanted to let the referee know that he understood they weren't supposed to be up. And now another turnover.
Papadopoulos with a quizzical look on his face. Papagiannis just turns around and wanders up the other end. He's so upset with himself more than anything.
Ulubai gets inside, gives it over to Guvin, and Turkey showing signs of being the Turkey that we saw a couple days ago in their quarterfinal win. Stamatis has been quiet so far. Bounce pass to Papagiannis, and Getchim got his hand on it and knocked it away. Now Getchim goes in and is fouled by Papagiannis.
Papagiannis upset with the fact he didn't get the call down the other end, but I think you're right, Jeff. I think Getchim got all ball.
So he comes out and Kotas comes back in, or comes in for the first time. Ulubai, interesting matchup. He says, you want some of this? And he puts up a three and off the back of the rim.
I'm not a big fan of that at all, Jeff. You know, he had the one-on-one, took a much more difficult shot than he needed to.
Kotas sets the pick and rolls, but Haralambopoulos puts up a three. Just doesn't look comfortable tonight, does he?
Yeah, not quite got his rhythm. Hit three in a row last night, third period.
Ulubai wide open and again misses. So Greece, don't know if that's by design, but he was open by like 5 yards. And Mitoglu drives in and Guvin knocks it off the rim. I don't think there was anybody else around there.
Well, I don't think he needed to do that. It was coming off, wasn't it? It was falling right into his hands.
We can see Korkmaz come into the game for Turkey. Saw him just get up there in front of the screen. And Stamatis, there he is. Quiet no longer.
So he got a nice little shave last night too, or this morning, Jeff, too. Clean shaven Stamatis today.
He is indeed. I didn't recognize him. Getchin and follows up the missed shot. And the ball is going to remain here with Turkey. Ulubai is going to come out. Korkmaz goes in. See a lot of coaching when players come out of the games. Now Getchin puts it up for three, and Katas with the rebound. Muratos quickly up to Stamatis. Beautiful play from Greece. Mitoglou, and draws the foul. Well, that was Muratos to Stamatis to Mitoglou.
Well, Mitoglou had to wait a long time, didn't he? But he was so quick down the floor. I don't think Muratos saw him the first time. He always saw was Stamatis across the other side, but Stamatis did the right thing. Ended up with a 2-on-1. Skolidas in. Harlan Popoulos out, Jeff. It's got to be something to do with that injury.
Yeah, he's stretching. I think it's a calf problem that he's got. He's supposed to play at the under-18 European Championship as well. So he's going to have a busy summer.
I can't see him doing that. I wonder if the club would sort of step in and say, listen, we need him fit for the season.
But it'll be in Greece as well. So there'll be a lot of
pressure on him.
Just a lot of expectation maybe. Korkmaz drives in, and Greece, the ball kind of fumbles away into the hands of Turkey for an easy basket. And that was Korkmaz that was there to put it up and in. And this time as Mitoglou drives in, passes back out. Good defense from Arar. Shot clock has not been reset. Muratos to Mitoglou, puts it up and in. Danny Manning style, I might add.
Beautiful catch. It's in the catch, the soft hands of Konstantin Mitoglou.
Now Getchin hands it off. And Stamatis comes down with it. Stamatis, beautiful pass to Katas. And Greece have now taken a 14-9 lead.
Mitoglou hands up. I think he wants a substitution. Beautiful look down for Stamatis to Katas. His first 2 points.
Korkmaz is passing it, gets it back. Drives baseline. Arslan puts it up, kind of a turnaround fadeaway. Now Stamatis pushes the ball up the floor quickly and uses his body brilliantly to shield, to keep the defender away, but the ball goes out of bounds, and Greece will maintain possession. Watch this. It was interesting. The Turkish, he ran away, so he didn't pick up the foul.
Never quite got the ball up high enough, though, did he? Did everything right. Just didn't got the elevation above the rim. Sampouros is in for Greece to substitute for Mitoglou. Young man didn't play against the USA last night. He's at the University of Iowa, Jeff.
And a turnover.
Excuse me, Iowa State. Well corrected, thank you.
A big difference there.
Big difference, yeah.
And Korkmaz pulls the trigger. It's it back to 14-12. Skolidas, and it goes, and Katas again has been a factor here today for Greece.
Well, isn't that a big bonus for the Greeks? They got the backup 4 and 5 in the game, and they're both proving their worth right now. Keeping this Turkish defense busy all the time.
Arslan penetrates, and the big fella gets on the ground, Sampouros.
This is like the Turkey we saw last night. Just a little out of control, a little quick with their offenses.
And now Stamatis' pass intercepted by Korkmaz. And Korkmaz goes all the way in and dunks it.
Oh my
goodness. We're going to see this guy at the next level, I think.
He's got the strides of a long jump, but look at this. Inside right there, then he steps outside 1-2. That is impressive.
I don't think there's any question we know where this guy's going to end up. Now Stamatis loses control. Adar passes back to Almas. Now Getchim, Arslan, open. It's good. And they have taken the lead here with the final. No, foot was on the line. So 16 all here. Greece with the final possession of the opening quarter. Stamatis for three. And Turkey with the rebound. So after one, we're knotted.
Stats there, Jeff. Greece 6 of 16, Turkey 5 of 17. Neither team really firing on any cylinders. What Turkey don't want to happen is have the similar game as Croatia yesterday, where they just were really barren from the perimeter, failing to hit many three-pointers at all. Rebounds at about level as their assists and fouls. It's been a fairly clean game so far. Turnovers 5 for Greece. That's not really going to help their cause if that was to multiply through the game as we go through it. But all in all, for a bronze medal game, good start, nervous. But I think the home fans will be hoping that they can pull this one off.
Well, it's difficult in a way, if you look, especially with Heraklion there, holding his right ankle and his shoe off. That doesn't look good. I'd be surprised at this stage if he does come back, because it was a worried look on his face.
I agree with you. Although this is getting this bronze medal would fulfill all expectations, I would think. Although, you know, they would think they're probably second best team in the tournament.
Well, now the Turks are going to get to meet Mr. Dorsey. Tyler Dorsey has come into the game, as well as Toliopoulos. (16-16) is the score. Greece and Turkey here at the FIBA U19 World Championship in Crete. And the host nation has now got Tyler Dorsey in the game. And Sampouros drives in. And the Iowa State Cyclone travels. So the ball goes back over to Turkey. Fred Hoiberg was his coach. And he's left to take over Chicago. So, Byram feeds inside. And over to the corner, and the shot was short. Now look at Dorsey. He is like a bullet out of a gun, drives inside, puts it up and in. I'm not sure that Greece have ever had a player quite like him.
Electric. Absolutely electric. You cannot fault this guy. You know, the speed down the floor is just incredible.
How in the world did he get out of the state of California? That's what I want to know. Oregon have done some good recruiting to get him. He has certainly caused a buzz with his performance last night against the USA. And already, if some of his teammates were looking maybe a little bit out of step, he's come right in and made a big play. So the three-point play gives the Greeks the three-point lead. Byram hands it off, and Katsas goes in and fouls Almas.
Wonderful pick and roll work there from Byram. Just got up in the air. He just waited to the last second. Has dumped it down to Almas, who was wide open.
So Almas makes the shot. You know what's interesting is Ulubai comes in and Adar comes out. When you look at Almas, you really never know which of these guys is going to develop the most. and how quickly. Because remember, when Pau Gasol was younger, and that great Spanish team, when he was a youth, he wasn't the star of the team, was he?
No, they had many good players in that team this year. Exactly right. And the development stage, the muscle you can put on in the next 3 or 4 years is so important for these players.
And inside to Cottas, and he hands it off to Sampuras.
Beautiful, wonderful teamwork. I think we're seeing some players who haven't played many minutes in this tournament so far, just putting on a show right now.
You know, Byram is fouled from behind.
Some great teamwork going on.
Tuliopoulos is going to be guarding the inbounds play. Ulubai is back into the game, number 13. Now Korkmaz has been good for Turkey. Ulubai from the corner and rims out. Now Tuliopoulos, Cottas tried to hand it off to him. And again, it comes back to burn Greece with Arslan nailing the three-pointer.
And you pay the price for those mistakes, don't you? Cottas, the outlet, it's your responsibility, his responsibility to make sure it hits the target on time. Toliopoulos was off to the break.
And the ball fumbles, but Sampuras gets it back. And he misses now. Ulubai has it. Quickly up to Korkmaz for three. And the ball goes over to Dorsey. I'll tell you, you see a lot of players falling down after they shoot threes, don't you? As if to try to get it. Oh, Sampuras puts up a three. That's an interesting wrinkle to his game if he's going to keep putting them up.
We'll soon find out when the coach gets a sub for him or not.
Well, Lunzis is going to come in, almost as if to say, if I want a three-point shooter, I'll put one in.
Yeah.
And the drive. Skoulidis is called for the foul. So Sampuras does come out, and he makes it. So back to my point, that tournament where Spain won the title with Gasol, Navarro, Felipe Reyes, all of the, Calderon, 1999, they won the World Junior Championship, World Championship for junior men, and Gasol only averaged 5.2 points and 3.5 rebounds per game in that team. He was not the main man. It was Navarro, it was Herman Gabriel.
Cabezas as well, I see that down the list. Yeah, some superstar guards, that's for sure.
So you don't, especially with the big players, it seems like you don't know how much they can develop. And of course, Pau Gasol, in his case, he developed rather quickly after that. Now, here in Greece, it's Cottas battling. Skoulidis puts it back up, and Olmas grabs the rebound.
We'll go back to that Spanish team, Jeff. No wonder Gasol didn't get many shots. All the shooters on the floor.
Now Dorsey, and he is fouled. So that's the first foul on number 7, Arslan. And it's the second team foul on Turkey. Tuliopoulos penetrates back outside. It goes. Now Lunzis gets in, a little bit out of control there. Ooh, and Cottas reaches in and commits the foul.
I'll tell you what, Furkan Korkmaz is, you talked about the way he's going to get to the next level. He's such an exciting athlete, very quick, very bouncy, rangy kid.
And he's got all the tools offensively, doesn't he? He can score inside, outside, he can good ball handler.
Automatic offense, I like that about players.
And Byram is fouled as he goes past Cottas. Would you say that he's wire strong? Have you heard that expression, Korkmaz?
Yeah.
Maybe he's never going to look muscular, but he's perhaps similar to a Ginobili type.
Yes, exactly right. Yeah.
I mean, I know that comparisons to players that sometimes somebody's never going to be like another player, but he's. I was wondering, as Greek make a couple of substitutions with Korkmaz, if maybe the biggest issue for him now is to try to bulk up a little bit. So, you know, as he gets stronger, but would that mess up his finesse?
No, I don't think so. It's all around. It's all around strength building, isn't it? I think the most important thing for a player throughout his career is his legs. The upper body just sustains you through all the wear and tear you're going to take, all the banging around on the floor. Well, Heraklion Popper's back in the game, Jeff. Obviously, the injury is being waved off. They need him on the floor right now.
Well, Mitoglou misses from the right. Well, maybe he is okay. Hopefully that's the case. Korkmaz. Arslan from the right.
I'd still get Papagiannis back in. You've got plenty of players you can guard out there.
Byram drives in and draws the foul from Dorsey.
You know, one of the disadvantages being 7'1" and Papagiannis, sometimes you guard in players that drag you out to the perimeter. Well, this Turkish team have always got those type of players you can guard in the post.
Ulu's going to come in. Olmas comes out. And looks like Byram, I'm not sure if he's able to go.
Yeah, he's struggling, isn't he?
No, so Byram's got to come out. So he's turned his ankle, it appears. Or is it his knee? Hopefully it's not his knee. So Guven back in. And Uru pushes the lead up to 24-21. And Luntz's pass batted, but Mitoglou gets it, puts it up, and I think the foul was before. Harlambopoulos. And now to Dorsey in the corner. Well,
same place he made a big three last night. Yeah, he's just, you know, Harlambopoulos and Dorsey, I think my nod would go to Dorsey because he's played all tournament. Harlambopoulos has not played more than, I don't think he's played 4 games. Dorsey's just been inspirational for this team.
And it goes, and the move, Ulubai is just, the well is dry.
Can't get anything, can he?
And the ball goes out of bounds. The Greek ball. Now Dorsey drives in, and boy, almost could have dunked that. Uru penetrates, out it goes. Korkmaz now.
Great recovery from the Greek defense, Jeff. Those wide open shots, they wouldn't let him take them.
Uru has it batted. Korkmaz puts up a 3 off the side of the rim and goes out of bounds.
Always say, be careful of the shot you don't want to take because you may not get a better one. And that's exactly what happened there. The Greek defense scrambled around. The Turks were umming and ahhing which shot to take. Bit of pressure down the floor here. Looks like a run and jump. And sink back into this 3-2 defense they love.
So Morotos, having left the game, has come back, so that's good news for him. And foul called on Getchim. So that is the team foul number 4. And the foul called. So it goes back over to Turkey. Haralambopoulos picks it up. Yeah, Haralambopoulos is slow walking back down the court. And Korkmaz misses the first.
Good numbers for Furkan Korkmaz over this championship. 11 points a game, 3.7 rebounds.
So the second one gives it a 26-23 lead here to Turkey with 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. Haralambopoulos picks and rolls. Going to stay outside. And Tuliopoulos chases it down, hands it off. Duveen was waiting, and Tuliopoulos has to put up a 3, rush up a 3. Now, Getchim gets it to Urlu, and he goes in, and Greece are going to get a timeout.
Yeah, beautiful work from Tolga Getchim, 8 for Turkey. Look at this, looked off one way, knew that Urlu was running in that left-hand side, and just scooped it over to him. The score there for Greece, Jeff. Konstantinos Mitroglou and rebounds 2. Moratos, who gets in and out of this team fairly slickly, leading in assists as well. Kuchurata there, Korkmaz 8. Showing again, you know, the game yesterday will have weighed heavily on this Turkish players' minds overnight, and they will just be looking for a good performance today. It is the Korkmaz flush. Just a wiry, leggy athlete. And down the other end, Tyler Dorsey, who's been inspirational for this Greek team.
You know, he took 16 free throws last night. That's a story in and of itself, isn't it? I mean, that just goes to show he was really involved in attacking the basket, and he was even being attacked when he was shooting those 3-pointers.
Yeah, he got fouled twice on the 3-point line, didn't he?
So,
what was his number out of 16? 10?
11.
11, 16.
So not terrible, 68%. And it goes to Dorsey, and he puts it up and in.
Yeah, you know, he's so intense. Just one of these players that just plays the game at a certain intensity mentally.
Uru puts it up, and oh, that was quality. Long jump shot.
Big smile on Dorsey's face, because he knew he couldn't have played much better defensively.
Now Moratos puts up a 3, and Orlu is back. Now Arslan wide open. Oh, they're missing some open looks too. Turkey are. Stamatis now 3-on-1, 3-on-2 fast break. And in it goes. And again, we can see how Dorsey has a knack for getting to the basket and getting the fouls.
One power dribble, one jump stop, use his body into the defense. There's the power dribble, use it in, go backwards. Here's the rainbow shot from Urulu.
And Dorsey makes the first. So Greece just trying to stabilize things here and maybe get a little bit closer by halftime. Both free throws are good. Orlu from behind the arc. And the ball goes out of bounds. Ulubai coming back into the game for Turkey. Seeing are we seeing signs that these teams the players are a little bit tired from the tournament?
Oh, absolutely. 7th game, I think it is, in 10 days.
That's part of the process. Although you got to find that extra energy for the especially the medal games, don't you?
Yeah, there's no point. This is your last game of the tournament. You've got to play on. Great move.
Geçim drives in and just lays it up over and in.
I'll tell you what, another player who's got a big future. Plays for the Banvit club, not one of the popular teams in Turkey. But good competitor.
Dorsey, nice pass into Papagiannis. So the re-entry of Papagiannis. And Dorsey just seems to be involved in everything that is good for Greece.
Not sure what went wrong with the pick and roll there, because they've been playing it fairly well before that.
And Ulubai pushed by Stamatis.
You notice Ulubai started the game in the low post, trying to get some low post advantage down there because he's so tall. He's gone to it again. Couldn't do this against Croatia because the off guard he was guarding him was the same size. Finding much more joy against the smaller Greek guards.
Second one is good. Now Stamatis brings it over. Morotos gets the pick. Papagiannis doesn't roll. Morotos goes baseline, puts up a tough reverse layup. Boy, some nice strength in those legs from Morotos.
Yeah, but you give up baseline, you've always got trouble here. Morotos just puts the number, and Ulubai just doesn't get tough enough defensively. I always say, Jeff, if you get lower than the guy you're guarding is a center of gravity in terms of your head, then you're not going to get beaten very much. And you can see that Ulubai, his legs were up, his head was way up above the attacker. Gets beaten too easily.
So Korkmaz with the 8 points is leading the balanced attack for Turkey. And Mitoglu has the 9 points as well as Dorsey.
He's got 9 in a hurry, isn't he, Dorsey?
Yeah, because he didn't play in the first quarter.
15.3 is average for the tournament. That's a fairly healthy number. He's the only Greek player averaging double figures too, so he's definitely leading from the front for this team.
So Korkmaz cross court, and Geçim brings it in, so they can pretty much hold it for the last shot. Although Geçim might go right at him. Yep, Gubin's going to take it, and he's going to score. Turkey's got to get back on defense. Dorsey, we know what he's like. Hands it off to Stamatis for three. Now they had a look, but as it is, Turkey will go to halftime leading in this third-place game against the host nation Greece at the FIBA U19 World Championship by 5. Nice soft touch from Gubin. 36-31, Turkey on top of Greece at halftime.
Well, if you look at those stats there, Jeff, look at Greece's numbers, 12 of 30. The hangover continues from last night, really 5 points down here, 36-31. Turkey not much better, but they're 2 3-pointers and maybe a couple of extra free throws, only the difference between these two teams, really. I seem to remember yesterday, Turkey were 3 or 4 from the line going into the third period. Never really got there, so 8 for 11 tonight. There's at least laid to rest some of the woes about how physically tough they can be inside the paint.
Well, Greece slightly edging that rebounding, and the 8 turnovers, just 2 for Turkey. So Greeks not really putting too much pressure on the Turks, are they?
No, exactly right. So Turkey doing a great job looking after the ball. And at 36-31, I think it's Greece now that have that halftime talk that maybe spur them on to maybe come out and get this bronze medal.
Well, stick around for second half action here from Crete, Greece, the FIBA U19 World Championship. As you look at the scores and the other statistics here at halftime. But 36-31, Turkey on top of Greece in the battle for third place here at the FIBA U19 World Championship. And with Mick Bett, I'm Jeff Taylor, and we've been enjoying the action of this tournament so far. And now we have, I'm guessing, if all things go according to plan, just 6 quarters of basketball left.
Incredible, isn't it? It's always the last day is always the
it sneaks up on you.
The saddest day, but yeah, you're right. It's the culmination, and of course we're waiting for the final. I mean, that's the great thing, seeing the USA versus Croatia. Let's get this one through first and find out who's going to win the bronze medal, which is always important. I think when you go home with a medal, regardless of what it is, you always feel a measure of success. And I go back to Dubai, Jeff, the under-17s last summer when Spain came up with a bronze medal. How happy they were, dejected the night before when they blew the game against Australia, but then to get the bronze medal the next day. You talk about getting a win the last game of a tournament. It's so important for you mentally, isn't it, going back on the plane.
36-31, Turkey on top of Greece here in the third place game at the FIBA U19 World Championship in Crete, and the second half is underway. Orlu is starting at point guard here for Turkey, and Korkmaz also in the lineup at the start of the second half. Orlu puts up a 3, and Papagiannis, we'll see if he can assert himself here in this second half. Murotos pushes the ball up and draws the foul from Ulubai.
Interesting, Dorsey starting for Greece, Jeff. Instead of Haralampopoulos, they're going Papagiannis and Mitalou, so they're going the big 7-footers inside. Maybe Haralampopoulos just saving himself for 2 or 3 minutes each quarter.
Well, Dorsey, probably the pick of the players in the first half for this Greek team. Mitoglu played well. And Papagiannis. And the ball has an unkind bounce, goes over the backboard.
Amazing, didn't hit
anything. How quickly they go to the other end is Turkey. So Korkmaz just bolted down the floor and got the two-handed dunk.
Just sprightly, isn't he? Just gets out and quickly, outlet very quickly out the floor, out of the hands of the rebounder.
Stamatis gets at the line, and good play from Papagiannis to make sure that was going in.
See, I'd try and get Papagiannis as many as these 20 minutes this second half as possible. I'm not sure that Turkey have any tools to play him.
Well, quickly, Guvin was able to get it up and in.
Screen on the baseline there, Jeff. Dorsey never really helped out on the screen, left Papagiannis wide open.
Papagiannis had to catch that inbounds pass from Dorsey. So Turkey are getting some good looks here early. Stamatis puts up another short jumper. And a foul called on Greece. It goes the other way.
It's on Papagiannis, I think, just a push in the back as he's trying to get this offensive rebound. Oh,
yeah,
my goodness,
no
you
question.
couldn't get it more obvious than that, could you? And that's the disciplined side of his game he's got to get better at. It's a wasted foul.
Well, Orlu's had a bright start here for Turkey, as has Korkmaz. Guvin feeds Arar, and Arar goes up and scores. So that gives Turkey a 9-point advantage. Arar not wearing the head dressing that he was wearing the previous 2 days.
Yeah, Greece under a bit of pressure here, that's for sure. Turkey have come out of the blocks after the break, a little more intense than the Greeks.
Dorsey penetrates, and the Turks were ready, and now he steps out of bounds. And Greece might need to get a timeout here. Looking out of sorts.
Just wonder whether they'll go for a substitution first. Try and change the tempo with subs first of all.
Morotos is out on Ulubai. Korkmaz with a pump fake, gets some space. And Papagiannis is under for the rebound. Ulubai commits the foul.
You know, Ulubai gave up that foul, Jeff, but there was 4 players already back for his team. There was no break on. I'm not sure whether he just didn't want to play any chasing defense. But I always say you don't want to waste fouls. That's for sure. You never know when you might need him at the end of the game.
Morotos looks, gets it to Mitoglu. Mitoglu then hands it off to Papagiannis after the penetration. And instead of going up strong, Papagiannis just kind of flung the ball up there. And then Turkey raced down the court for a fast break. And a foul is called on Greece.
Jeff, he just got such a poor pass from Mitoglu under the basket, didn't he? Never really got his bearings. It was a quick foul. I'm not sure. It was before the shot was taken in, before the 1-2 to the layup.
And Dorsey fouls Korkmaz again.
Just calling it very tight now. Hand on the hip there from Tyler Dorsey. Second foul for him. 3rd team foul for Greece. Here's the post up they're looking for.
Yep, Ulubai with a substantial height advantage, but picks it up, and then the pass to Korkmaz gets away, then he chases it down. And Korkmaz is able to dribble himself into shooting position, and the long rebound goes out to Orlu. Arar for another 3 attempt, and it was short. And this time Dorsey was able to box out Korkmaz.
They've got into that zone of shooting a lot of threes, Turkey.
Well, Mitoglu travels. Got it in the lane.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think it's a tough call here.
Yeah, I don't
catch the ball, pump fake. What do you reckon, Jeff? You're not sure?
I've got reserve comment. I'll just say it was a tough call. I'll say these things even out. How about that?
Yes.
Inside to Guven. And Guven just keeps it alive and puts it up and in. And the second half could not have started any worse for Greece. And Turkey, meanwhile, have come out and built on their advantage.
That was interesting, too, because the subs were on the bench, but he decided to take the timeout with the subs. I think he would preferred not to have taken that timeout. 11 points at the lead.
Well, Greece have called the timeout. They have tried to get the ball inside, and it hasn't looked pretty, has it?
Well, they don't use Papagiannis as an out-and-out post, low-post player, do they? Contact like the Croatians would with Arapovic. I guess they figure that the big fella doesn't have that many slick moves in there one-on-one, which is fair enough. So they use a lot of high post, high-low play, pick-and-roll play. But still, I'd still keep him in the game. It looks like they're going to sub him out just now. Kottas will come in to replace him.
So Luntz is into the game now, as well as Toliopoulos, and Lunzis almost loses the ball, and in fact he does, so Ulubai reaches in, knocks it away, and not what you want right from your guard after you make the substitution.
Yeah, and I go back to yesterday's game against the US. His introduction wasn't as productive as it needed to be. And his first 5 seconds is turned the ball over. They're going to back him down now. Ulubai wants everybody going away.
Bounce pass, behind the back bounce pass, and Guven comes in and taps it in.
That is just outstanding, isn't it? Watch this. Beautiful. And Korkmaz was so quick to get it up, so Cottis couldn't block it. Now the bench wants defense, the coach wants defense.
Oh, nice pass from Lunzis, and even the star of the show, Tyler Dorsey, can't make the layup. Just one of those things for the Greek coach. He's like, last night it was missed free throws, and now it seems like can't get anything to go in at all.
Look, Toliopoulos is guarded by Ulubai. Why are they going to back him down?
Ulubai, though, decides to put up the three, and Urlu reaches in and takes it away, but is whistled for the foul.
You've just got success by backing down Ulubai on a mismatch, perhaps low post, and you don't go back to it.
Well, it's an interesting lineup now as Urlu comes out, because you've got Ulubai, Getchim, Korkmaz. I'm guessing we might see Korkmaz as the point guard, or will it be Ulubai?
No, Getchim will play point guard.
Getchim will, okay.
Yeah.
So it's a very tall Turkish team right now.
As big as it gets, isn't it? 6'7", your smallest player.
Kouliopoulos over to Cottis. And as Greece goes small ball, they get it from Atoglu, and he draws the foul. They just need something.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Turkey, you put your big line up and you still give up an offensive rebound. That won't be appreciated too much by the coaching staff.
And the second free throw is no good, so it's only a 12-point lead. Ulubai back to Korkmaz, wide open, set his feet. He thought about it. He just thought, I'm so wide open, I'm just going to take this.
You know, and you're just waiting for this kid to get going, because he can shoot the ball from the three anywhere, really.
Lunzis drives in and draws the foul. Well, that was positive from him. Guven picks it up. Look at Lunzis explode to the basket. First one is good, Lunzis. He'll probably play in the under-18 team as well, I would imagine.
You'd think so. You'd think so. I think he's eligible for the 16s too, but I don't think he'll play 3 tournaments in the summer. And the pass intercepted, and good hustle from Kouliopoulos, because Ulubai was right there. And this is the type of hustle play that can turn a team around. Lunzis gets it to Cottis, and he gets the pump fake and goes up and earns a trip to the free throw line. Yeah, Michael Lunzis catches the ball, looks down at his feet to see where the stand. It's always a bad sign when you're a shooter. You look down to your feet. He didn't use it in the end, drove, a nice pass in the end to Cottis, got himself out of trouble.
And it's just one of those periods for Greece where just nothing is going right.
No, and you 2,000 or 3,000 people here just hoping it's going to turn around at some point. Wonderful tournament they've had. It'd be a shame to disappear out of this tournament without a little bit of a fight here in this bronze medal game.
And it goes out of bounds. So Turkey will have it with 11 seconds on the shot clock. And a long one, no good. Dorsey. And Dorsey gets the rebound now. Lunzis explodes and gets the contact and earns a trip to the free throw line.
Great work from Dorsey on the defensive rebound, but the outlet was even better. Lunzis one dribble, and then on the 1-2 step. That's a dangerous play, really. Diving under Lunzis, good job. He's okay. A little shaken maybe,
but not stirred. Well, they need something to happen, and Lunzis is providing a little bit of a spark. Thought he'd taken off too soon there. And the second one is good as well. Lunzis chases it. Koliopoulos trying to attack outside. Geçim misses. And the small ball seems to be working here for Greece. And Lunzis again gets down and then throws it right into the hands of Korkmaz. And
all sorts of antics going on this Turkish bench here. Urata wanted unsportsmanlike. He's got both hands up in the air, clenched together. And then he turns around to the bench when the referee starts coming over and starts remonstrating with his bench.
He tried to shake the ref's hand, and the ref turned around, didn't realize it, and left him hanging. Did you see that?
It's like me at the pool yesterday.
And it goes Arslan, Bayram, Geçim. Oh, the dunk from Guven. So the patient approach for Turkey works.
Well, they just worked themselves closer and closer, inch by inch, didn't they? Wonderful finish there. And the defense to follow here from Greece. They're so active right now, defense. They can smell some a victory, perhaps.
Lunzis drives in and trying to get something out of nothing. Now Geçim puts it up, alley-oop pass, and Korkmaz missed it. That's 2 points they gave away. And now Kotas and Bayram goes up, and what a play, a three-point play. You're talking about a 5-point swing.
Absolutely.
Now, it's the type of thing where if they pull off the alley-oop dunk, it's great. But if it doesn't, you're in a little bit of trouble.
Oh, it's Jeff, I can't believe it. You know, especially as we've gone down the other end. Now, Coach Papadiotis has pulled Lunzis out. That's a good move. Skoulidas has come in as a replacement. I expect a little run here from Greece, a little bit of momentum going their way. Turkey just gone off the boil slightly with that missed pass on the alley-oop.
Well, they don't convert, so the free throw goes begging. Greece 9 of 14 at the free throw line. Korkmaz for three, good!
They need to get out of that zone. They need to get out of that zone for sure. I don't think you can play small ball in the zone. It's very difficult.
Skoulidas up top, left open, and Turkey come back. Bayram. No chance of hell. It's the crowd trying to get behind Greece, trying to give them a lift. I think even the crowd slightly deflated after last night. Arslan. And Kotas now out on the break, gets it to Skoulidas. He gets it back to Kotas.
Oh, beautiful move, Jeff.
Turkey wanted a traveling call.
Now, you'd be here all day if you started things traveling every time. I think it was a pretty good move.
So with that basket, it gets it back to a 12-point deficit.
Maybe a slight travel.
Maybe had a slight shuffle.
The 1-2-3 step.
Well, Definitely Greece need that charge from the crowd. And as I was saying, they're kind of perhaps still somewhat deflated after the big loss, well, the narrow defeat, rather, to the USA. It was big in terms of the significance of the game. And Turkey just played a little bit better today. They played a lot better than they played against Croatia.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. It's and for Turkish head coach Urata, you know, there's no way his team could produce back-to-back poor performances. So he was looking for a reaction one way or the other from his players, and he's definitely found it. I just question what's left in the tank for this Greek team. Heraklion is quite clear. Jeff won't probably play in any further part in the game. At the end of the bench there, he's not even rising to offer a hand of support. Turkish ball here from the end line. Pressure from Greece down the floor. 52 seconds left.
Dorsey back in.
12 points. Yeah, 12 points. Now, can they get it close to 10 before the break? That's what they'll be aiming for. Well, they've gone back man to man. That's a good sign.
Byram gets close. Now back to Korkmaz, who's the danger man, and good help defense from Cottis. Toliopoulos. And it goes to Cottis. Turns, puts it up, and powers his way up and in.
Wow, what a super move. That's back-to-back from Cottis. He took his time, as all post players should do in that low post.
And now Turkey will have the last shot. Byram. Toliopoulos gets in and plays D. A little bit of time left. I don't think they're going to get it off. Oh, no, he made a critical mistake. Can you believe it? Are they going to count it? He was trying to get it for a desperation shot. And the ball was put up.
He offered it for a pass, but with his back on the floor, he ended up just offering it into the air, and it was just stolen by Byram, was it?
It was stolen by Byron. He's just like, oh, for me? Thank you. And he put it up and in. So 56-44. Would you call that a mental mistake?
That's just a mistake, full stop. Forget about categorizing it. That is a mistake. That's a poor one, though, isn't it, really? Greece 1 for 8 from the three-point line. You think that third quarter last night, Heraklion rattled off 3 in a row. It's been their Achilles. Turkey not that much better, 4 of 20. They're just desperate from the three-point line. Rebounds fairly even, really. 8 offensive rebounds per team. I think the turnovers will be key for Greece. 13 against 4. Turkey, 4 turnovers for the game, Jeff, in 30 minutes. That is a very, very good game from them as far as the guards are concerned.
And do you see any way back into this now for Greece? I mean, they're down 12.
There's no panic just yet. I think if there's 3 minutes to go and it's 12, then you.
But it needs to happen immediately, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think you need something now coming offensively. I think if Turkey come out with this small unit, then Greece need to perhaps downsize one player and go with 3 guards and Dorsey, plus maybe Mitalu or Kottas, who's playing pretty well right now. I think Dorsey might be a good player to put at the 4, cause some problems. He's going to come out at the 3, it looks like. And if you look at the Turkish lineup, Jeff, they've got Ege Arar. Geçim is the second tallest player. Well, he's a guard. Well, Geçim looks like he's 6'9" on the floor.
Yeah, he's big.
I mean, he's down to 6'7" guard.
(56-54). Turkey on top of Greece with 10 minutes remaining here in the battle for third place. Greece saw a little bit of a spark from them there in the latter stages of the third quarter. Turkey getting a basket right at the end to go back up by 12. Dorsey puts up a 3. And Toliopoulos sneaks in there and takes the ball away. Skolidis puts up a mid-range jumper.
Well, it just wouldn't drop the Dorsey, would it? He was hanging around the bucket, didn't time his jump quite right. And Turkey get away with that one.
Well, Geçim is being guarded by Mitoglu. Now the switch. Geçim drives in and draws the foul.
Yeah, that's solid play. That's why Greece need to downsize one player, because they cannot guard Geçim, Mitoglu, and Kottas on the perimeter.
And the free throw is good. But just 1 of 2 and a good strong rebound from Kottas. Toliopoulos, oh, that's finally a three-pointer falls.
Yeah, he made some big shots last night. And their answers with a big shot right there, just what they need. Back to 10. There's Mitoglu, 7-foot guard, Geçim at point. Not gonna work.
So Kottas now, and Geçim puts up the two-pointer just inside the arc.
They cannot make that work. They got an easy switch out of the pick and roll. Geçim versus Kottas. Easy one-on-one play.
Mitoglu turns, draws the foul from Korkmaz. So that's the first foul on Turkey here in the fourth.
Not going to get shots for it because Mitoglu was just passing the ball at the last minute.
And then Mitoglu has it knocked away. Byram up ahead to Geçim, but leads him too much.
Big smile on Geçim's face as if, who are you passing to? And was Mitoglu fouled? I don't think he was. Korkmaz got his hand on right on the ball.
Dorsey gets inside. Oh, and he's going to have 2 shots.
Now that's going to be a method of attack for the next 4 or 5 minutes through Dorsey at that position. Then you need to sort of isolate him in certain positions where he can go to work, and maybe moving his defense around the floor. Different areas might be of help because he's a strong driver to the hoop. There's Stamatis going to come in for one of the bigs, I think.
See his championship average and where he is today. So he's still got time to reach that average.
No, he'll get there. No, they're not going to downsize at all, Jeff. They're going to keep this 7-foot look in the game. We'll see whether Geçim goes to work again in the half court.
Well, Turkey trying, or Greece trying to disrupt Turkey a little bit.
Now what do? Here's the one-on-one.
Geçim gets in, Dorsey knocked it away, but then Ara gets it right back and puts it up and in.
And again, the dribble penetration on the 7-footer, causing all the problems.
Toliopoulos to Kottas, and he kind of didn't look comfortable taking that shot, and then he figured he had to.
Second guess yourself. Be careful of the shot you pass up. Is that 1-on-1? Now they'll switch this pick and roll. There's the switch.
Crowd wanted to travel. Arar now inside, and he hands it off to Arslan. And Turkey getting a little bit closer to the bronze medal. Dorsey keeps his feet, barely. The double by Turkey on Mitoglu. Now Mitoglu for three. It goes in and out.
They get 2 points here. You need a timeout. And they're going to go for a sub. It looks like Luncis is going to come back in.
The team passes over to Arslan. And Arar with the rebound. Geçim travels.
And now they're going to take out one of the 7-footers to match up with the Turkish small ball. Right now, Jeff, where do you get Dorsey the ball? That's the key for Greece.
Stamatis is going to take the shot. And Kotis with an offensive rebound.
Yeah, that's good work. Nice work. Now they got to dig in and play some defense. There won't be the mismatches of speed against height they had before.
He's got 11 points and 6 rebounds. Kotis. And it was from the corner. Now Dorsey, this is where he likes to be in the open floor, but a foul was called as he crossed midcourt. Well, that's unfortunate for Greece, but good play by Turkey to be able to reach in and get the foul.
Yeah, just slow it down a bit. Don't give up 2 easy points, because it was a 2-on-1, the sprightly Dorsey.
Ulubai in, guarding Lunzis. Lunzis uses his body and gets to the line.
Well, you can't fault Michael Lunzis for his bravery, that's for sure. Maybe should have got a foul out of Ulubai on the three-point line, but Arar comes flying in, and great protection of the ball from Lunzis.
So 4 fouls now on Arar. He comes out. And Guvin comes back in, who has 3 fouls. So back to a 10-point game now. Or is it 11? 63.
Free throw goes in, Jeff, you're right.
I was slow reacting. Kotis. Now, Lunzis quickly to Dorsey. He gets inside and draws the foul. Guvin, that's number 4.
I tell you, the speed and power of Tyler Dorsey going to the hoop, it just shows you his intent. And of course, by going quickly, the defense has a harder time getting over there to help out. Powerful move from this Greek international.
Well, just like we saw yesterday, he's getting to the line, although not quite as many times. He's now 6 of 6. And 7 of 7. And now it's a 9-point deficit for Greece. Midway through the 4th quarter. Quickness on the floor. Quickness is the catchword for Greece, with Lunzis, Stamatis, Kouliopoulos, and Dorsey. Oru back to Ulubai. Arslan from the left corner, and Dorsey not able to get the rebound, and I suppose that's a killer.
He looked like he was 2-on-1 against Dorsey at the back of that shot. Just got outmanned back there. It's a lucky break for Turkey.
Dorsey gets inside, hangs, draws the foul.
Jeff, that's what I'm talking about. Can you get Dorsey in areas where he can drive? I don't necessarily like him going off his left hand. I don't think he's as strong. Remember yesterday against the Americans, the drives coming in off his right hand from that same area. And he's back on the line again.
And he was perfect, but now his first miss with 4:18 remaining.
Memories of last night, maybe. How many did they miss today?
That's his first one.
No, as a team, they are.
Oh, for Greece. Well, that one goes
15
in.
of 21, I think.
Yeah, 15 of 21, so 15 of 22, so 68%. So similar. Actually, they were worse yesterday. So Greece needed to stop. Turkey want to turn the screw again. And Uru goes in and somehow gets the ball back. He's strong, isn't he? Korkmaz gets in there with the floater and the tip, and they just cannot get it back. Turkey crashing the boards.
Well,
second and third chance.
And Kottas is looking around. He said, I cannot be the only rebounder in there with Dorsey. Somebody's got to get out. The guards are going to get in down and dirty and get one too. And here's the one-on-one basket. That's going to go nowhere quickly.
Ball goes out of bounds. Mouratos is going to come in. Lunzis comes out after the turnover. So Mouratos voice the coach, the Greece coach, really displeased with that play from Lunzis.
And I don't blame him. You know, Lunzis, unfortunately, wants to make excuses. You turn the ball over like that, you got to be looking over your shoulder.
Yep, that's his third turnover. And Uru drives in and puts it up, almost as if to say, if I get it off the glass, my big guy's going to grab it, and that's exactly what happened with Guven.
Yeah, you know what, Jeff, I would say if Kottas can't get rebounds, to get somebody who can.
Well, three-point shot falls for Dorsey, but they've got to stop Turkey. Got to force a turnover or something. Uru sizes up the D, gets the shot blocked. Now Dorsey in the open floor and fouled by Arslan. So free throws for Dorsey and the clock stops. Look at Ulu, wasn't expecting this shot to be blocked.
Good defense from Kottas, stayed right with it. I'm not sure Ulu chose the right option there.
Kottas has had himself a fine game today. He's got 4 fouls, Kottas, but he's got 13 points. And the second was good as well. 13 points and 7 rebounds for Kottas. Well, back to a 9-point deficit. Turkey with some work to do still. And Greece will try to play defense. Turkey content to run time off the clock. They'll get into it with about 8 seconds to go. Now there's 8, 7. Korkmaz open, its own line, good! And he is fouled shooting the three-pointer by Dorsey.
That had to be the faintest of touches. You talked about players falling down, Jeff.
Well, they are. But all credit to Turkey and Korkmaz. Korkmaz always falls down.
You know, it was a big mismatch there between Toliopoulos and Dorsey about who was going to pick up on the pick and roll.
He makes it. We saw Dorsey get the benefit of that call last night a couple of times against Terrence Ferguson. So I guess what comes around goes around. Now Stamatis brings it across, and desperate times now for Greece. Down 13, Stamatis. Three-pointer, he gets 3 of them back. Interesting how the concentration level goes up when there's the sense of desperation.
Oh, absolutely. You know what? And it's a sense of urgency as well.
10 points is the deficit. Murtos drives in, hands it off, and Guven and Katas tries to get it over to Murtos, who looks up the floor.
Well, Stamatis was wide open down the floor too. He turned it over. Yes.
Unbelievable play, and Korkmaz goes in skies for the dunk. And it's been that kind of game for Greece. Even when they make a good play, defensively get a rebound, they turn it over needlessly. Tuliopoulos puts up a three, and it goes.
You know, Ulubai got a piece of that too.
He did.
From behind. What a tough shot that was.
He's applauding the opponent. Back to a 9-point deficit. So Korkmaz again. Korkmaz explodes, puts it up, and it's in again. And they simply cannot stop Turkey right now. Tuliopoulos for three. Good. Oh, they're trading twos for threes.
Oh my goodness.
Get it back to 8. And now they're going to have to foul. If they didn't get the steal, they had to foul.
And they're not even in the bonus yet. They've got a couple more fouls to give, I think.
Well, we've got a player out there that can give away some fouls. Bilis Katas comes out of the game. Well, solid game from Katas. Guven comes out, all smiles. Look at the three-point shooting for Greece, now up to 40%. And Korkmaz fouled from behind by Morotos.
Yeah, it's just a matter of playing this one out now. There should be one more foul. Free throws for Turkey on the next foul.
Geçim. And Ulubai holds it. He wants to be going to the line. He's like, I'll take the free throws. So it looks like another medal is in the offing for a lot of these players, having won the under-18 last year. And Ulubai with a chance to increase his tally and the lead for Turkey. He's pretty even-keeled, isn't he, Ulubai? Takes it up to a 9-point lead. Only makes 1 of 2. And almost a foul there that would have put Greece on the line. Now Tuliopoulos. And then Arslan comes back and steals it. Ulubai for the dunk. And now we're going to see some other Turkish players come into the game at the next dead ball.
Not sure they'll get in, really.
Stamatis drives in, and they will get in indeed. I think the coach just wants to make sure that they play. It's not like they're scrubs. They have played big minutes in this tournament. It just happens today they haven't played. Korkmaz comes out. Uru comes out, and Ulubai comes out.
Got to check, they got 5 on the floor. Look like they're all coming out. Yeah, we have indeed.
So after the basket, it's 80-71. Geçim. And you can see some celebrations over here from Turkey. They have won this game 80-71. So Greece, having pushed the United States to the limit yesterday, have fallen here on their home court in front of their home fans. They're still going to get some applause, as well as the Turkish fans. It's well deserved. Turkey bouncing back from a horrendous defeat yesterday.
Well, wonderful performance, and I'm glad that this team that came out with so much talent coming into the tournament didn't leave with memories of last night, and a good solid performance today. They've really been professional about what they've done. They've gone through their talent, they've made their shots, they've played hard defense, and you have to feel it for this Crete team as well, though, Jeff. You know, they lost their Haralambopoulos injured today, didn't play much of the game.
Some of the fans coming up to Dorsey and trying to take his jersey off. They want it. Shows his popularity, I guess. Anyway, Turkey, it's all about them right now. It's their moment. They will finish up on the podium at the end of the night. And richly deserved. They had the one bad game yesterday, and it's a sign of a good team to be able to bounce back. It's always, you know, it's difficult to come back and play. I won't say that Turkey played great today, but they certainly played better than Greece. And now look at them. Greece will have the memories of a couple of defeats for the last couple of days, so not how they want to finish it.